You've been lied to. Hybrid training sounds too perfect. Run fast, lift heavy, look great. But here's the truth. Most people fail. And it's not even your fault. The problem is how it's being sold to you. So why doesn't hybrid training work for most people, and how can you make sure that it works for yourself? Let's break it down. So this is going to be the biggest lie of them all. You can just combine running and lifting like nothing changes and expect great results. Many people try running a marathon and building muscle mass at the same time, but they forget that building muscle mass or performing well in a marathon both need a very focused goal in mind and a specific training plan that has one set priority. And in the process of trying to get both things at the same time, they don't make any significant progress. If you're coming from a point where you've only been going to the gym or only been running, and you suddenly start adding all the gym volume or running volume into the mix, you'll probably end up having double days or no rest days at all. And what most people end up facing is just way too much volume to recover from. You went from only running or only going to the gym to now doing both at the same time, which makes things very, very difficult and tricky. So if you just jump into doing double sessions and training every day without a proper plan, the likelihood of burnout, so mental and physical burnout, of injury and overtraining, therefore actually making negative gains and negative progress, is really high, which is the exact opposite of what we want. But with hybrid training especially, it's super easy to get to the point where you're just doing too much and your body can't keep up with it. And the third and probably one of the biggest mistakes is having no structure and no periodization. Without training blocks, deloads and focused phases on either running or strength training, you won't be progressing that well and you might just end up running on the same spot forever, which we don't want. Working super hard and yet not seeing any progress. I went through this rodeo of making all these mistakes myself, wanting to get faster, stronger, leaner, all at the same time. The result of trying to get strong in the gym, build muscle mass, run faster and further, and try to lose body fat at the same time was me being constantly fatigued, feeling super unmotivated because I wasn't making any progress, and some injuries were starting to creep up on me. But don't worry, there is a solution. Split up into 4 simple steps. Do you want to get faster, stronger or leaner? Pick only one of them and let that guide your plan. But why do you have to focus on one out of the 3? Our bodies have their limitations, and focusing on one thing will ensure that you're actually making progress. As soon as you start trying to focus on 2 things or even all 3 at the same time, you will either not progress at all or move backwards in the worst case scenario. When focusing on endurance, you should drop your strength training and caloric intake to maintenance, fueling properly for the sessions and making sure that you don't lose any muscle mass whilst maximizing the potential for running gains. When trying to get stronger or gain muscle mass, it's the same thing just for lifting. So ramp up that gym volume and decrease running volume to a maintenance level. 2 to 4 runs depending on how far you are into your running journey, and keeping the calories either at maintenance or at a slight surplus. When trying to build muscle mass, being in a slight caloric surplus is definitely a good idea, but don't overdo it, otherwise you're just gonna gain a lot of body fat, and that would mean that we need to do a lot more of the cutting. And the thing with cutting is we're probably not gonna progress a lot with both running and lifting. So the main goal is maintaining running performance and gym performance. Probably dropping both of them to a point where it doesn't fatigue you too much, but you don't run any risk of losing your precious progress. When starting with hybrid, having a really good plan that manages intensity, volume properly throughout the week and ensures that you don't burn yourself out during a very, very intense day and struggle throughout the following days is super critical. Most people are gonna need a full rest day to completely unwind and give their body and mind a rest. And looking at it in the long run, make sure that you have some form of periodization in terms of volume and intensity across the weeks. Building up step by step and not having a sudden huge increase that could potentially lead to overtraining and injury. Combining strength and endurance isn't a compromise, it is the goal. With hybrid training, we have the goal to combine both of them ideally and make these 2 work together as good as possible. And if you look at the cardio as something that compromises your gym performance or the other way around, that's not really a healthy relationship. And if you do feel that way, you should start questioning if hybrid is the right thing for you, or at least change your mindset a little bit. Tracking your progress is super critical. How far did I run? How fast did I run? How did it feel? How high was my heart rate? And comparing that throughout the weeks, and the same goes for the gym. How much weight did I lift? How many sets did I do? How many repetitions did I do? Across the span of multiple weeks can give you a really good insight into what's going the right way and what isn't. If you don't have any data available and you're not tracking your progress, it's going to be really hard to determine if things are going the right way or the wrong way. So make sure to have some form of documentation. Hybrid training works, but only if taken seriously. Random workouts lead to random results, or in most cases, no results at all. So take it seriously, have some structure, train hard, and you will get your desired results. If you're interested to see my full hybrid training week, leave a comment down below. I'm thinking about making a full video about that, but only if you guys are truly interested. And if you're still overwhelmed by this whole hybrid training thing, feel free to check out my other videos and my future videos for some more information, for some more context to get a better hold of this whole topic, because it can be quite overwhelming. I'm very aware. And as always, if you enjoyed today's video, please feel free to leave a like and press the subscribe button. I really appreciate that. And thanks again for watching. Have a beautiful day. And I'm gonna see you guys for next week's video. Bye.